level, but just a simple little switch, a little psychology going on, and I want to share it with you guys. You guys cool with that? Any wins from last week? That anybody wants to share? Start off the Tuesday with.
Hey, Scotty, I'll share this month for July. I think I've talked to some other loan officers, so I think, you know, bigger, bigger months. We've got 18 deals closing for
Wow.
over $5 million in the mortgage stuff. That's not counting any of Faye's stuff. So
Oh my God. When
Wow.
what is she closing?
Congratulations.
I think she's got three.
Okay.
So
Another million, probably.
yeah, just under a million. So,
She's gonna make more than you with three,
but
man.
yeah, she'll make good money. So, hey, and I think talking about, I think you mentioned that a minute ago. It's the mindset. The thing I've been telling my realtors is, hey, the business is out there, and H Town is a great place to be working. And so, man, don't listen to anything negative. That I mean, that's the largest month we've had since COVID. So,
Wow. Okay.
you know,
What do you attribute it to? Just grinding
just
basics.
just yeah, we're just doing the basic stuff. We're following up with folks, and so I think the the one of the things we've had a few months that were, so just following up those Tuesday phone calls of, hey, just touching base with, I did a deal fall apart, but the two agents, you know, ended up saying, man, we like you, and they're in Corpus Christi, which is about 3.5, 4 hours away, and so now I've got another deal with one of those agents that we're doing, and they said, we just loved your communication through a pretty difficult time where they were negotiating roofs and all sorts of repairs and different things that just fell apart, but they said, we loved how calm you were, and I thought, well, I I want to bring some sanity to insane,
Yeah.
events sometimes. And so I think even the deals that are falling apart, don't give up on the fact that you're planting some seeds for future stuff,
Right.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah. Big point
sometimes you get better results with those agents, than if, like, I got to call a couple of agents today. We got the clear to close like 2.5 weeks ahead of time. And so I haven't been calling them. And I thought, man, shame on me. I should be
there.
calling those guys still and saying, hey, you know, we're clear to close. Just want to touch base with you. We're still rocking and rolling and great. And man, if you got
Yeah.
any folks you can send our way, we'd love to do it again. And so,
Very
you know,
cool. Congrats, man. So you're just
yeah,
having conversations is what I'm hearing, man. The basics.
yeah, absolutely. Just
Follow up.
talk to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
So,
Good stuff. Well, thanks for sharing, man.
yeah.
Let me rock this out real quick, and I think you guys will get something from it. So, is it even an objection? So I wanted to twist this a little bit. Like, so when you get an objection, the psychology behind what your clients are really saying. What are they saying when they say, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna hold off? I got a lot of examples. So think about this though. We've been taught this wrong. I truly believe this. Handle it, overcome it, rebut it. Right? Like, okay, let's just be the best at overcoming objections. But Jamie Miller has showed us a lot of things about overcoming objection. Is it really an objection? Having conversations, asking questions. So a lot of the cool things there. What if it's not the objection? What if their brain is simply trying to protect them? I'm doing a lot of psychology stuff here that I think is like, and Kim, you're going to appreciate this. I'm sure you probably are way better at this than I am. But their brain is simply trying to protect them. Their brain loves safe. Think about this. When you're making a big decision, familiar can feel safer than better. All right. I want to think about it. Translation, I may not feel safe enough to move yet. Stop fighting their brain. You can't spreadsheet someone out of fear. Anybody know what I'm talking about there? Let me show you the numbers. Jerry, you know what I'm talking about. You can't spreadsheet someone out of fear. The harder you push, if we as salespeople are looking to buy something and we get pushed, do we retreat, or do we like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in now? The harder the brain may defend the position it already took. People need to feel understood before they open to a new way of thinking. Get curious. Curiosity beats rebuttals. This will change your conversations in a big way. It'll deepen your conversations in a big way too as well. Help me understand what concerns you most about moving forward. Like broad question, right? I'm not ready yet. Hey, what concerns you most about moving forward? Just an open question. What specifically are you hoping changes if you wait? Think about that one. That's a good one. Let some people in here. All right, there's Eddie. The first answer is often the easy answer. Rates, price, timing. I need to think, right? That's an easy objection. That's just at the tip of our tongue. That's the stuff that everybody uses no matter what we're buying. Cars, houses, boats, all that stuff. What's underneath it? Fear, uncertainty, confusion, comparison, regret, being safe. I could put safe back in here. Like, man, everything's good right now. I'm just, all these feelings and emotions I'm having are just, they're just uncertainty. I'm nervous. You may be solving the wrong problem. They're scared of making a mistake. You're explaining discount points when you should be maybe just asking the question, what is your, what is it that's keeping you from moving forward? Don't answer with words. Understand the feeling underneath them. Is it the rate or the payment? Give them an option. Do people really care about the rate? I mean, let's be honest. That's what they know to ask, but do people really care about the rate? Seriously?
They think they know the rates.
They think they think that's just what, hey, make sure you ask about the rate, right?
Yeah, it's all they know.
Yeah.
It's what they know to ask.
What if less money down, keeping money in your bank account for the rainy day is better than putting money down on a closed-end mortgage, and it's not that much more to put $10,000 less down? Or is it regret? What if I buy and rates drop? Who's heard that one? That's a big deal right now. I mean, that's probably the biggest one right now. Well, man, if I buy now and rates drop next year, and what do we instantly go into? Well, let me tell you about the last 80 years. Appreciation. Let's just have a deep, hey, let's ask questions about that. Or comparison. My friend got 5.5, 4.5, 3.2, 2.65 back in COVID. How do I get that? Right? It's just what we know. It's the conversations that people have outside to their friends, family, coworkers, all the people on social media. Somebody posts something where they got 4.99.
Daddy said rates were going down.
Yes, Daddy said rates were going down.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw somebody at 2.875 pay money to buy it down to 2.625 so he could tell everybody he had the lowest rate in the neighborhood.
Daddy
it was my son.
It was your son. It was your son. Same words, different psychology, different concern, different conversation. So the three questions: understand, clarify, and isolate. This is a big deal. We all want, I get it. We all want sales. We all want a deal. We all want to get to the closing table. That's where we all make money. But if you have understanding and clarity with your clients and you isolate that and you really go deep with what their concern is, you're going to have much deeper conversations, much better, much deeper relationships. Help me understand, lower the temperature of their fear. They have emotions, they have fear. It probably took them everything they had to make the call to talk to you. How many times do you get a call from an agent or, hey, so-and-so is going to be calling you. What's their number? They're scared because there's so much uncertainty and fear in the whole transaction. What specifically create clarity? Hey, help me understand. What's keeping you? If we solve that, find the real concern. Because you guys ever hear about finding the solution? Has anybody? And I bet you did this last month, Eddie. You're like, man, maybe it's not the right. Have you ever said that to someone? Maybe it's not the right time to buy for you. And does that lower the pressure? Lets them off the hook, right? You're like, you just said, I don't know. Maybe it's not the right time. Stop. Don't jump into the script. Is it even an objection, or is their brain simply trying to keep them safe? Why people feel understood. They talk. When people feel understood, I'm sorry. When they talk, you learn. When you learn, you can actually help. Stop overcoming objections, start understanding people. And this is not like an overnight thing. You got to really think about this, and you got to really like when you're actually doing this and having conversations, instead of going into sales mode, instead of going in overcoming the objection mode, you ask a question with a question. How many times do we talk about just repeating what they said? I'm waiting for rates to go down. Rates to go down? And they're going to start having conversations with you. That's psychology, and that's the sales. That's it. Easy breezy, right? Does that make sense? Does that so whatever someone says, if you repeat it, or hey, can you give me some clarity around that?
Seems like that's
simple,
important to you.
right?
Right. Seems like that's important. Sounds like that's important to you.
Yeah. I mean, I think we get caught up in the minutia of our day. You know, we have a million things going. We have 10 things going on, and they're saying that they're saying this or they're saying that, and then we maybe just went through I mean, like think about this. You get an appraisal that come in too low, and you answer the phone to take another application, or talk to a person that's already in process, or talk to a person that's thinking about getting whatever, shopping, and like you have to always show up, be in the mode of curiosity, not sales, to make sure you're truly hearing what they're saying, and just never assume you go, all right, now I know what they mean, because that might just be a front to get you off the phone, or just to get down the road, or give me another day to think about it. All those little things. Make sense?
Lots of
It's a big deal.
sense.
It's a big deal, right? It's bigger than you guys think. If you start asking questions, it's amazing what people will say. And I would do this with your friends when you're like when you're hanging out over the weekend, and they start to talk about this and that and this and that. Just practice it then.
This was a great topic, Scotty. I wrote down the questions that you put up there. What are you hoping changes if you wait? What concerns you about moving forward? And then is it the rate or the payment? Those are three really great questions. And I feel like for me, especially my sales style, asking questions is always how I win.
The
I'm
best
not
way.
right. Like I'm more of a facilitator than a motivator in my sales style. And so for me, it's hard to get to the close because I'm such a, I just want to share the information with you and then I want you to make the decision. Like that's my natural sales style, which isn't good. It's not good for closing.
Right.
So asking questions, that's the key for me, because that feels, it doesn't feel fake. To me, it still feels authentic, but it's driving them to closure. And it is in service to them, but it's also in service to me as the professional that needs to close loans to actually make money.
So if someone says to any of you, what's the rate? What's your rate today? What's your response?
What do you want it to be? That depends on how much you want to pay for the rate, or how much you want me to pay you at closing. Or I don't say pay you, but how much you want back from the lender at closing.
Yeah. Or is it the rate or the payment?
Right. That is like, that's why I wrote that down. Like, that's a great response. I say, what do you want it to be?
Right.
But I like, is it the rate or the payment is a really good response.
It depends on the program, how much money you're going to put down. Like, you know, so like hey, Sean, what you got?
I'm just listening. I just did a whole class on this recently for a bunch of realtors. My expertise when I was a coach is neuro-linguistic programming. So to go back to what you were saying about the logical questions, the easiest pattern to remember is, I put it in the chat, is ask, repeat, approve, affirm, and ask another question. So, hey, Scott, that's a great question. Like, to your question about the rate, you know, I would do it with Kim and I'd say, you know, Kim, that's a great question. That's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about. Let me ask you a question. What's important about the rate to you? Or is it how much you're writing a check for, or how much you're going to save every month? Right. So and that, by the way, that changing that from the rate question to saving them money is what they call a pattern break. It's actually a redirection. I'm actually so, you know, I may say, like Kim may say to me, you know, I'm really worried about, I don't want to pay a lot of money in fees. that Kim, I could appreciate that, but you realize that the lowest possible rate is going to come with a certain amount of fees and costs. Which one is more important to you, getting the lowest possible rate monthly or saving money on the front end that you're never going to see again? So by the way, when I'm saying it, I'm actually giving them the reason why they don't want to do it in my response, but it's kind of discreetly in there.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, what in their brain? So, and then the other thing I put in here is once you can figure out these couple of things, which is if you look in my chat, are they moving away from pain or towards pleasure? By the way, 85% of people move away from pain. I live in a 2-bedroom. I want to get to a 3-bedroom. The next piece is, are they internal decision makers or external? Is Kim looking at what everybody else is doing in the neighborhood and saying, hey, Kim, everybody else moves to this neighborhood for the schools. I'm sure for you that's important too. If I figure out that she's external, but if she's one of those people where high analytical, internal, like she does her homework, and I say that to her, it's like trying to stick a Betamax tape into a VHS machine. She's going to blow me off. I'm going to push her further away because I'm not speaking in her language. So internal, external, and then lastly is, which language do they speak? Are they amiable? Are they expressive? Are they drivers? And or are they analyticals? So if you're talking to an analytical about numbers, they're going to love you. If you're talking to an expressive about numbers, they're the hippie people. They're going to look like you're just going to ignore you because you're not speaking their language. And then lastly is, classic neurolinguistic is the rate, the tone of, people only hear 6% of what we actually say in the words. So the people say, oh, I don't like using a script. By the way, they only hear 6% of it. Doesn't matter what the hell the script says. So, but they do hear is the rate at which you say it at, how fast or how slow, and the tone at which you say it at. So my coach, Mike Ferry, made me role play with people from Texas in their 80s because I was from a Jersey kid and I was talking at 100 miles an hour trying to close them. Yeah. And he said, if you role play with Mary down in Texas, she's from Houston. She talks real slow. She's in her 70s, and there's no way you're going to steamroll her. And if you can get used to talking to her, then you can talk to anybody.
Mirroring.
That's your neurolinguistic programming class in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I mean, think about. So my first thought when you said I want to move from a 2 to a 3, right? 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. I was like, hey, what are you going to use the 3rd bedroom for?
But the question, probably the best follow-up question is always the same. Hey, Scott, what's important to you about that? First, so you're gonna say, you're like, I'm gonna role play with you for a second.
Okay.
Hey, Scott, I know you need the mortgage. Let me ask you a question. What's important about getting this mortgage for you? Like, what are you guys doing?
I'm tired of renting, man.
You're tired of renting. Wow, I could appreciate that. Hey, let me ask you a question. If we can figure out a way to get you from stop spending money to actually investing money in yourself and your family's future, would you be okay with that?
That's exactly what I want. Yeah, investing is like something.
So that's exactly what you want. Yeah, so that's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about, Scott, working together is figuring out how to actually have you spend less money on renting and spend more money on investing in you and your family's future. Would that be okay? Listen, all I need right now is just tell me again your Social Security number so I can get started.
Exactly. That's why I love it. Go right to
and then you literally just go right in. Every time they push back, and when you ask them for like some piece of information and they push back a little bit, you're going to go, Scott, you remember what you were saying? You want to stop renting, right? You want to start saving and investing in your future. By the way, investing in their future is just the bit you want to push on. You don't want to push on that though, even though it sounds better. You want to push on, you don't want to keep renting. You don't want to keep, because that's the hotspot. Your hotspot is really, I don't want to rent anymore. And that's what your brain is telling you. Even though the future will be better, you want to push on the hotspot that's going to make you go forward. It's kind of like kicking a dog in the ass.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing them.
Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Yeah. And I loved, like, when I would take an application, I would go right to the SOC and like get the objections out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, let's find out what their pain is, what their fear is, what their emotions are. When you hit the SOC, it's like, the only thing that, I don't want to go there over the phone. Okay. No problem. How do you want to do this? How can so you can have questions like that, but like getting to that point where you have to get the pain, the emotions, the fear on the table so you can adjust just like Sean did. And you gotta think when you're talking to a new client, no matter what's happening in your day, no matter how bad, how good, whatever, Remember when Sean said, you like, if you talk too if you're excited, do all of us talk a little faster? When we get excited, we have something great happen. We're like we come out guns a blazing. Where if we have a bad day, we may answer the phone with like lack of attitude. Like, I don't even want to be here. That comes across on the phone. That's why I love Zoom so much. I try to get people on the Zoom all the time so I can read their body language. When I say something, do they lean forward, lean back? Are they thinking? Are they all these little body language things that you can read that you can address with. Sometimes they won't say it, but their body language will. Then you can address certain things as well. So, and that's a great way to get to know somebody without actually driving to see them. Cool. Excellent. So I just want to let you guys know, yesterday we had a call with an agent that has, I believe I'm going to help them next week. So there's a group of agents. They're struggling and they're trying to figure it out. They're a brokerage. Ladies run the brokerage. They're trying everything under the sun. They're trying mailers, trying this, trying that. And I said, are you guys hitting your contacts in your phone? And are you paying attention to your friends in Facebook? Just the basic stuff. And so I'm going to show, like, they spent $1,000 in ads and got nothing. And so there's so many basics that if we just do it, to state like the Darren Copeland, where he talks about the 5 gratitude calls a day, the 10 likes, 10 comments, happy birthday videos. I would find it hard to believe you wouldn't increase there's no way that having the conversations. Look at Eddie. Eddie's just said, did Eddie say anything special about having his best month since COVID? He just said, I'm talking to more people is what I heard. And I'm following up and I'm answering my phone. She said, she said, we love the way you communicate. If you don't answer your phone, you can't communicate. It's so basic. Number one, I don't know if you guys like to research this stat. The number, the percentage of people that the first person, what is it? I'll chat GPT it. But the first person to answer the phone, and Sean, you might know this. The first person
answering the phone wins.
Phone is what percentage getting the deal?
79% is right.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think I saw something yesterday that said 79%.
79. Okay, it says 35 to 50, but like up to 50% of business goes to the first person who responds, not the best, not the cheapest, the first.
So I give you a crazy stat for sale by owners.
Yeah.
I wrote a book when I was a realtor, the 10X, how to sell your house on your own. Like, it was literally my setup for selling a house.
Yeah.
And it's still on Amazon. It's a bestseller. It was a lead magnet because 89% of for sale by owners will eventually list with an agent. 65% will list with the first person they talk to. So what I would do is go in and say, hey, Scott, you know what? Obviously, I know you want to try this on your own for a while. If you're really committed to that process, hold on a second. You know what? I got a book I can give you. Let me give you the book. And you know what? When you get ready, by the way, that book is written super detailed. It's very convoluted. So if Jerry went to go use it, he'd read it and be like, oh my God, I'm not doing this crap. I'm just going to call that guy. So to your point, and then the other stat that's really, really scary is 40% of the inbound calls to a real estate office never get responded to within the first 12 hours. It takes them, the average return and response time was 3.5 days if they got called at all.
Yeah.
That's why Jim Weicker created his own call center. He was like, you know what? I'm paying all this money. I just want to make sure they call get answered.
95% of homes don't sell FSBO.
89% actually. 89%.
89, 95. It's a high number.
The average for sale by owner sells anywhere from 8 to 12% less than the market value of the home. Yeah. Just because due to a lack of experience, exposure. And by the way, when they do sell on their own, 37% of those people never close. They blow up. And then they end up listing with an agent almost 100% of the time.
There was a company in New England years ago, isoldmyhouse.com, and the CEO was an idiot. Like they did all this advertising about isoldmyhouse.com, and then he would go to all these trade shows and talk about what idiots realtors were. He also owned a mortgage company.
Wow.
And what he should have done was made a deal with the realtors. Hey, I'm bringing in all these sellers that aren't going to be successful. Let's partner. But no, he alienated them instead.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
dumb.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Does that make sense, guys? So think about when you're talking to somebody, man, it's a big deal. Like practice this all the time with your kids, with your neighbors, when you're talking to them and they ask a question. We always feel the need to like be a part of the conversation. What I would challenge you to do is just ask questions and get more info from whoever you're talking to. See, Eddie. It's a big difference.
There's
But it's
only
hard to do. It's hard to do.
And by the way, there's only 40 objections in real estate.
40?
If you figure out, there's only 40. If you
Okay.
since like the time began, there's so if you could figure out 3 ways of responding to it, one for the external,
Tell
one
me
for
more
the
about
internal,
that. Tell me more about that.
premiable.
This is the one.
If you can figure out how to respond to them, it becomes a game when you're on the phone. It's like playing a ball game. You know
Yeah.
the plays.
Yeah. Good stuff. Consistency, guys, like practice your craft. And then once you do this a couple times, if you're not doing it already, and you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper to get to where you literally find the fear or find the emotion or find the like whatever it is that might hold them back. I'm telling you, the conversations get crazy. You'll be like you'll turn in, and we already know this, you'll turn into a life coach. You'll turn into a counselor. That's what we are. And if you're doing it right, that's what you should be. So that when these people come to you and they're going to refer that, man, you know what? Call Kathleen. She listens. That's what they say. She listens. When all you did was ask questions to make sure that the service you're providing or the program you're providing or the rates fits what they're thinking or whatever their fear is or whatever they want to accomplish short-term, long-term. It actually turns into a like of a, what I want to call it, like an obsession. Once you learn how to do this, it's an obsession because you can like they don't even know you're doing it. Tell me more about that. You can say that to everything. Man, I want to wait. Tell me more about that. I mean, it works. So I just want to put that back out there. If you guys are like on the refi thing, if you're not doing a high percentage of refis right now, that have to. It's not a want to, it's a have to. There's a ton of have tos out there. So if you call up and say, hey, what's the strike rate? What's the go rate? Oh man, I'm good. Okay, so if this happens, what would it be? And why would you want to do it? And if they say, no, I'm good. I mean, like somebody will say something. We want to do this. We want to do that. There's nothing you want to do around the house or no roof. There's nobody there's nothing. Okay, cool. Awesome. Man, I'm so glad you're in a good spot. Compliment them. Or you could say, man, I'm taking a go rate. Like, man, when the rates come to this or rates get to this, or is there anything you have to do in the next 12 months? It's just simple questions that you can help them out. Why do you want to do that? Why do you have to do that? Like, then you just, once they say something, dig deeper. Cool. All right, my friends. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Have an amazing day. We'll see you same time, same place right here on Thursday. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Scotty.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.